Okay, it is Monday, April 21st, 7 PM. We'll call to order the City of Brainerd Personnel and Finance Committee meeting. We'll start with introductions.
Kelly Babin, City Council.
James Crombie, Community Development Director.
Connie Hillman, City Finance Director.
Alderman at Large Kevin Stunek.
Chris Schubert, HR Director.
Gabe Johnson, Chair of the Committee. We have 6 items on the agenda, the first of which is to approve the library exterior and mechanical repairs project. That's for you, James.
I'll actually take that one.
Connie?
So per council action on the March 3rd meeting, the scope of the project does not include replacing the asphalt shingles or resurfacing the maple lot. The price proposal from High Tech, led by Gordian, is for $338,207 and is about $88,000 under the budgeted amount of $426,000. This amount does include an approximate 6.5% contract administration fee for Gordian, but it does not reflect the 1% rebate that the city will receive from Sourcewell because we're using Gordian. There has been a humidity issue since the replacement of one of the 2 HVAC units last year. Within the authorized scope of this project, the other HVAC unit is scheduled to be replaced. With council approval, there would be an addition of $6,735. The air system could be balanced and the humidity issue could be resolved. So the recommended action tonight is either to approve the price proposal for the library exterior and mechanical repair project in the amount of $338,205, or to approve the price proposal with the additional cost for balancing the air system, and it would be a total project cost of $344,940.
I like option 2.
Yeah, me too. Second.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I have a comment.
Motion second, comment?
On the library board. Thrilled to be on the library board. Worked the library, Friends of the Library sale for 2 days last week, but that $6,700 may disappear because it should still be under warranty, and Havergorst is digging through it right now. We just paid to have the thing replaced last year. It hasn't worked since. So, and they have complained 100 times. The county's been over there messing with it, and NAC, which is the contractor that's contracted to do this, has been over there, and so far no good. So it's not like this is a new problem. It's a problem since the day the thing got put in.
So are you thinking it should be warranted? Or whatever?
Yes, I think it should, but I don't know all the details. I wasn't on the library board last year.
So what it sounds like, there's one unit that was replaced last
Yep.
year and it's been an issue since.
Yeah, it's been an issue since.
And so this project will replace the other HVAC
Yep.
unit, and so to balance the two, we'll hopefully get rid of the humidity issue that we're having. That's my understanding that this is what it is.
Yeah, well, your understanding is incorrect,
Okay.
because before they replaced the first one last year, it didn't have the humidity problem.
So it is this new unit is the problem.
The new unit is the problem,
So-
not the balance, because the one that we're replacing this time only does the conference room anyway. It doesn't do the rest of the library. So there's no books in there. The humidity's in the other issue. That's what's called CYA. Okay, Jesse's got it.
Yeah, Jesse.
I can just quick clarify the balancing piece. It's not necessarily specific to the unit itself, it's specific to the building. It's trying to balance how much air is being pulled in
Yep.
versus how much air is coming out.
Right, but it sounds like we have a problem with an existing unit.
Correct, how much air is getting pulled in, if it's pulling in
Yep.
too much humidity, if it's not getting exhausted enough. So balancing that out.
Okay,
So we're still under budget, so.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta approve the $6,700 extra dollars, because they gotta fix it. But I myself, if I had paid for that unit, well, we'd have never made it this far.
I'll reluctantly support this motion, given what you said, Kelly.
Yep.
I think as soon as we approve this 6,700, no offense to whoever's in charge of this project, the problem's solved. They're not gonna need to waste time to go after a warranty.
Good news, did I start by saying I'm on the library board?
Yes.
All right,
Stay
I'm
on it, stay on it. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Next up, we have a draft ordinance ending the future rural service district properties, James.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So staff have attached a draft ordinance that does not allow future properties to be added to the rural service district, but does allow properties to remain in the district if eligible. So this ordinance was recommended and reviewed by the city attorney. Also, staff have identified 9 potential properties that may be removed from the rural service district pending city attorney approval. We did get a whole list from the county, went property by property, me and Jesse. And we're just gonna have the city attorney take a final review before we put it into that first reading. What staff is looking for here is a recommendation from city council to review the draft ordinance and then direct staff to bring the ordinance back as a first reading at the next meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, one question, I'm glad that we've went and looked at property by property and that maybe some are available to be hooked up now and they shouldn't be in a rural service district. Have we gone through and looked if there are possibly properties that aren't in the rural service district that we should have placed there 20 years ago? Like that one property we had a few years ago?
Yep.
Because once we end this,
Yeah.
I don't want somebody coming and saying, oh, hey, you guys should have done this to me 20 years ago and you didn't.
We haven't, that's a lot of obviously utility projects that have happened. We could maybe look, I don't know, Jesse, what are your thoughts on being able to review all of our utility extensions? And then whether or not they're connected to city sewer and water? May take more than just a couple weeks.
Well, I think
I
you're
think
looking at it
that-
from a different perspective. You're almost having to look at essentially every city parcel that doesn't necessarily have availability of service.
No, I'm more looking just around Sheeler's Play and Delmar Estates and all those people that we promised the rural service district to, not people who could have maybe
Right.
fit in on the south side of town. But the people, we created it and said, this is what, but if it's too much work, they've had 25 years, 30 years to
They could've
come to
And
it.
they've been paying full ride.
Yeah.
So,
If it's too much, don't, it was just a question I had.
I have a question for you. You just mentioned, people that could hook up. This ordinance, if I read it right, doesn't insist that they hook up. It just means they start paying full freight, correct?
That's
They
correct.
still don't have to hook up.
Yep, not until we are doing a water and
Right,
have a
till we
sewer
do a
ordinance.
project.
So if they are next to it and their systems fail, Jesse might be able to clarify in the sewer portion of it.
The
We are
sewer code
rewriting
does
it.
have a compelling connection component to it.
And
That
what compels?
So if you have a compliant septic system now, you can stay on the compliant
Got it.
septic system. Once it fails, if you have accessible sewer, you no longer can have a septic
Got it.
system. We don't have that provision in the water code yet.
Okay,
So-
And we are working on that.
So if they're in the rural service district now and have an acceptable compliant septic system, they're good to go until their septic system fails, or they,
Choose to hook up.
or choose to hook up. So,
but pay full property taxes because the service is not there.
move to follow staff's recommendation.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, that motion carries. Next up, we're authorizing the backfilling of a meter service worker position. Chris?
In December, our meter service worker retired, and when the council accepted his retirement, former Public Utilities Director Evans was fairly new to his position and requested a delay in backfilling the position to allow him time to assess whether modifications or any, or if a complete change of the position was warranted. Before Mr. Evans' resignation, he recommended to the Public Utilities Commission that the meter service worker position be backfilled ahead of the construction season to best enable response to meter work. And the Public Utilities Commission at their March 25th meeting did recommend approval of backfilling that position to the City Council. Recommended action is a motion to approve the updated meter service worker job description as presented and to authorize staff to complete an internal job posting process to fill the position.
I so move.
Second.
Okay, so it's an updated job description, so we have modified the job description in some way?
A little bit. Before it was from 2018, and now we've done it, like they're trying to help me go through it to see what, it was very few changes, but there are a couple.
Couple of written.
Oh, yeah, answer to the operations manager and just housekeeping.
Question. Is this something posted internally or internally and out?
This would be internally only.
Okay.
Internal for whatever,
A
5 days, 2
promotional
weeks.
opportunity, the union contract requires 5 business days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, that motion carries. Next up, accept resignation of Officer Colton Gutenkopf.
Officer Gotenkopf had submitted his resignation letter effective April 10th. The recommended action is to accept his resignation effective April 10th and to authorize staff to begin the hiring process to backfill the position.
So move.
Second.
When did we hire Colton?
Yeah, no.
He's just under 6 months, right around that time.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Next up, hiring a CSO Jackson Flett. Chris.
We received 9 applications for our community service officer position. Staff interviewed 2 people and offered the position to Jackson Flett, who started with us on April 22nd. The wage for this position is set at $21.31 per hour. Recommended action is to ratify the hiring of Jackson Flett as our community service officer.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. And then reclassification of Brandon Burgow. Chris.
Yes, so Mr. Burgow's employment with the city started in November of last year as a police intern. That designation qualified the city to receive funding assistance from Sourcewell's internship reimbursement program. The last day that he's eligible for that internship is April 22nd. Staff recommends continuing his employment by reclassifying him as a CSO. There will not be a wage adjustment for this reclassification as our police intern is paid the same wage as our CSO. Recommended action is to reclassify Brandon Burgow as a community service officer effective April 23rd.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. Connie, we could have done 718.
You could have.
Yeah.
And you are
But this gives us opportunity to go.
We're adjourned.